Hello, darkness, my old friend.
From 64, McManus.
I've come to talk with you
Missed it.
again.
Throw again. Slant. Complete.
Meet
Jacoby
the
Myers.
new
Touchdown.
boss, same as the old boss. We don't get fooled again, but we did. We got fooled. We got fucking fooled again. The new boss is the same as the old boss. We did get fooled again. Oh, the worst part is it's not that the Broncos lost, it's that it feels like nothing has changed from last season. Welcome back to the new worst game I have ever seen. A series I was hoping would die like the dad in Succession.
Open the doors. It smells like the cheesemonger died and left his dick in the brie.
Turns out Broncos fans are all of the kids because after all of those moves, we got nothing. Nothing last season. Denver opened the year against the Seahawks and lost 17-16.
I'm back.
Broncos fans hate the number 16, by the way, because every time Denver scores 16 points, they lose. Because a lot of the times they only score 16 points. Hell, they averaged 16.9 points last year. We fired the head coach who choked that game away, brought in Sean Kevin James Payton to fix Russell Wilson. Also, we could lose to the Raiders, a team that's now defeated us 7 straight times. It wasn't just a loss, it was the exact same fucking loss. I feel like I went into anesthesia for penis lengthening surgery, and when I woke up 11 hours later, I just had the same tattoo Dak Prescott got on his leg, and somehow my penis was 0.9 inches shorter. We are not
having the time of his life.
Let's ride.
We're not supposed to say that anymore, but the ride, it's not broken. No, the ride never stopped, and we never got off. We're still on the Let's Ride. It's like we're in an M. Night Shyamalan movie. The new, whatever game, worst shit. Want to watch me suffer all year? Do a subscribe. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. And this week, they have a Mystery Pick'em Special, which is an exclusive offer for new customers. All you gotta do is sign up at Underdog with my link below or my code Thatsgood. Make your first deposit, which Underdog will match up to $100. And then head to the lobby and see which mystery special you got. It's part of a 5-pick special, so your mystery player gives you a freebie, okay? This is for their pick'em games where you make higher or lower picks on player stat totals or fantasy points for a game. And with 5-player picks, you can 20x your money. Now this game today that I'm talking about was so wrong, I literally got all 5 picks wrong, okay? And that's hard to do, so do better. Get your picks in for tonight's game with my code, That's Good, and link below. Sign up at Underdog for their special. All right, what happened in this game that made it one of the worst ever? Well, Denver started the game with an onside kick. One they recovered. Oh my God, it was a good omen because that's how Sean Payton won a Super Bowl in New Orleans. Oops, sorry, Sean. That doesn't work in Denver. No, it can't work here. The Broncos touched the ball too soon, okay? Illegal touching. So the Broncos got a worse penalty for illegal touching than Deshaun Watson. The Raiders got great field position, and then one of the Broncos' smartest players, Justin Simmons, got flagged on 3rd and 7 because he came in late and hit Jimmy G. Anytime you try and rearrange Jimmy's perfect face, you're gonna get a flag for it. People think Tom Brady got a lot of calls because he was good at football. Wrong. It's because he was good looking. The NFL refs on a handsome scale. It's why Big Ben had 0 roughing calls through his entire career. Now, the only person who is allowed to injure Jimmy G is himself. Garoppolo dropped a dime to Jacoby Myers, who got the best of corner Damari Mathis. Gonna be a theme. Mathis had a rough game. But the corner opposite of him, Patrick Surtain, was near perfect. He limited Devontae Adams to 2 receptions for 11 yards when he was in coverage. 3 passes defended. He got called for a pass interference, but the Broncos' best player shut down the Raiders' offensive best player. If the best player on your team, though, is a corner, that means there are some other big holes and other places. It's like if the best room in your home is the guest room. Who cares? Why are you sleeping on newspapers under fucking popcorn ceilings? Gross. Now, a big reason Denver lost this game was because Damari Mathis could not cover Jacoby Myers, who finished the game with 2 touchdowns and 88 yards as the Raiders' leading receiver. Jacoby Myers has literally never had a 2-touchdown game in his career. He didn't have a single game in 2021 with more than 88 yards. Just 2 last season, 6 touchdowns last year, 7 if you count the one he threw to Chandler Jones at the end of the Raiders game. But he had the longest play in this game, which was 21 yards. Which should tell you how boring this game was. The Giants, who lost 40-0, had 2 plays go for more than 21 yards. Damari's a young corner, playing because starter K'Wan Williams is injured, also because rookie Riley Moss is injured. Riley Moss should return soon for the Broncos, which will help their defense. But now, Broncos fans are banking on a white corner to save them. That's like relying on Mark Davis to help you get a date, or for Sean Payton and Josh McDaniels to agree to not wear visors, or for the Chargers to close out a game. Ain't happening. But the world's most expensive 2012 sports car, Russell Wilson, and the Broncos offense, who was sorely missing Jerry Jeudy, looked solid, answering the Raiders' touchdown with one of their own slow, methodical 14-play, 86-yard drive, capped with a Lil Jordan Humphrey touchdown, a.k.a. Lil Hump. Lil Hump. However, new kicker Wil Lutz went on to miss the extra point. Meanwhile, the guy the Broncos cut, Brandon McManus, made 100% of his kicks for the Jaguars. No biggie, 1 point, right? Did I tell you that they lost this game by 1 point? Do you remember that from the beginning of the episode? The good news is, Russ won't be the punching bag after this game. Instead, Sean Payton's giant dong is going to have to absorb the criticism this week, and I think he can handle it. Russ did a lot of little things well, but both teams lacked discipline. 20 penalties, 10 each, tied for 3rd most this week. Guess what? They were tied for 2nd most last year. So, actually, somehow that's an improvement, I guess. They were the exact same kind of boring, the Broncos and Raiders. All of their stats are nearly identical. They're like identical twins, but I don't know which one is fucking evil at this point. Both offenses, just a difference of 1 yard in this game. Why? Imitate mediocrity. That's like having your choice to clone any quarterback in the NFL, anyone you want, and you pick Kirk Cousins or Daniel Jones. No offense, Big Kirko. The shitty stat is the Raiders turned the ball over twice. Denver none, and they still lost. My only solace is Raiders fans have a false sense of confidence today. Broncos fans are grounded in reality, which is hell. Oh wait, I missed something, okay? The reason the Broncos cut their kicker Brandon McManus was to give them enough money to sign former Chiefs edge rusher Frank Clark, who contributed by jumping off sides and notching 0 sacks. In fact, we didn't sack that disgustingly handsome Jimmy G once. Not a single sack on that perfect jawline. And let me tell you, if I were drunk, no, just buzzed, hell, maybe on a sugar high, you know what? I would do sex to him after a glass of purified water. I'd do it with just some tap water in me. I would tap that. What was I saying? Garoppolo, no sacks. The Broncos, their pass rush, non-existent. None. Nick Bonito, Randy Gregory, Frank Clark, and Jonathan Cooper. They also offered Jimmy G free sex for life. And he screwed them all. He accepted the offer. Even with no pressure on any player ever, he only threw for 200 yards. Russ threw for $177. They combined for fewer passing yards than Tua. Both were well protected and couldn't give us a pass of more than 21 yards. They were too safe. I felt like we were watching 2 hall monitors try and tattle on each other all game. That said, I started to do something dangerous.
Be careful though.
Yeah, Russ, I started to believe in this team again. Right before halftime, they put together a great drive. 2-minute drill. Russ hits Cortland Sutton. Then he finds Greg Dulcich for 9 yards. Dulcich got injured, which meant the Broncos were left with 3 blocking tight ends, which means they had no single tight end on the roster that could run a sub 10-second 40-yard dash, which is fine if your longest run of the day is for more than 12 yards. Somehow, the Broncos did get better at blocking and pass protection, but nothing else. The game was so bad, I'm getting pissed off talking about my team's best drive, damn it. Anyway, the Raiders set up Denver to score due to pass interference. Russ fired another laser to the back of the end zone for another touchdown. And in all seriousness, if I were Sean Payton, I'd simply just focus on highlighting the plays that work. You got every play highlighted, Sean. You're missing the point of highlighting, my man. After halftime, the Curse of 16 reanimated, like all the characters in Matrix Resurrections. And just like that movie, it sucked. It feels like the Broncos were last good when the Matrix was good. Give me the blue pill or the red pill. I don't remember. Fuck it. I'll take them both. I'll take them both if we can just have 30-point offense every week. The wide receiver the Raiders cut, Philip Dorsett, gave the Broncos the first explosive play of the game. Except he didn't, because he stepped out of bounds for no reason. No reason. I thought he was Jimmy Garoppolo from 2022 for a second. Is this karma? Knowing Josh McDaniels cut Philip Dorsett makes me think he planned this. Hell, in the fourth quarter, Samaje Perine gave us the only other second explosive play that was also called back because he too stepped on the line. I thought the Broncos were wealthy cocaine addicts by the way they misused those white lines. You only need 1 line per game, guys. And the guy who couldn't keep his kicks in line, Wil Lutz, missed a 55-yarder. Will only spells his name with 1 L, which I have mentioned before. Well, now it's 2. He earned that extra L in this game. Now, Russell Wilson only really had 1 bad play, which was saved by Raiders' illegal contact. Illegal contact is also what I call it when scissors touch Mark Davis's hair. The most exciting play of the game was a run. Samaje Perine took the blue line with him. I've heard of moving the goalposts, but this is ridiculous. Oh wait, is this what it means when they say the lines have shifted in sports betting? Even technology gave up on this game. I do have to point out Raiders lineman Greg Van Roten is the most appropriately named Raider of all time. Raiders linebacker Divine Diablo is the most appropriately named player in this game because I felt like I had been both in heaven and hell while watching. Corner Damari Mathis flagged for pass interference in the end zone. Hell. Jimmy Garoppolo fumbles. Heaven.
Jimmy just pulling out a little too soon.
But he recovers. Hell again. Jimmy throws a pick in the end zone. Heaven. Heaven. A 13-play drive for the Raiders with no score. That's hilarious. Broncos are saved by a roughing the kicker penalty. Heaven. The Broncos settle for a field goal. Back in hell. Back and forth. Back and forth. The roughing the passer penalty paved the way for the most impressive catch of the game by tight end Austin Hooper, who somehow smartly figured out that you're allowed to use the ground to help you make a catch. And boom, there it is, the Raiders taking their 17-16 lead. The Broncos playmaking tight end Greg Dulcich injured. Their best receiver Jerry Jeudy didn't play, which means their offense had 0 explosive.
Diarrhea.
No, Russ.
Diarrhea.
You done? You done? 0 explosive plays on offense. My question for Sean Payton is, if you're going to have a comically big play sheet, you better have 1 play that can go for more than 21 yards. I guess that's not a question, though. To be fair, when your tight end runs a 40 time that requires a sundial to measure it, it's tough to convert 3rd and long. To be fair to me, I told you not to cut Albert O, the guy who could have possibly picked up the first down late in the 4th. So, the King of Queens had the balls to open up the game with an onside kick. Here comes the boom, right? But it didn't work for the home team. We thought we brought in the grown-ups, but with the game on the line, on 4th and 3, with the dilemma to go for it, Sean punted with the courage of Paul Blart. Our hope was all a farce, like Chuck and Larry. This season has a hitch in it, but as a real fan, I'm going to wait until Grown-Ups 2 before I go nuclear. Congrats, the Raiders are now in 1st place in the AFC West, and it might be until Hubby Halloween for the Broncos before they're good again. What the fuck is a Hubby Halloween? What movie is this? Thanks for watching the worst game I have ever seen. For more painful recaps about football, follow That's Good Sports here.